This truth serum is really good, by the way.
Hi, my name is Jason Woods and welcome to Chasing the Apex. So, you guys have seen it, right? The last few videos, Pat's been in directly. He's been in the mix with me here in California. And so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something a little different, right? We're gonna put him on the spot, we're gonna put him on the hot spot, because you guys know me. We want truth, we want the whole truth, we want nothing but the truth. So Pat, I'm gonna ask you to be, I want full disclosure, don't worry about your vocabulary. I'm gonna ask some very pointed questions, and I'd like the answers to those. Because now, it's been a pleasure to have you here, but you've got to experience what our culture is, or, you know, at least what I believe our culture is to be, and obviously, at least 100 and some odd other people. Yeah. So, I want to get that feedback and see what you think. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and I have the truth serum here.
Proper Chasing the Apex, we have beers.
Yeah.
Drink a beer like casually sitting on the block or something, over on East 14. So, we talked about this, we've talked for a couple of years.
Yes.
And we've even tried to collab, and we've had some great conversation that we thought, hey man, if we actually captured this, it would be pretty special.
Yes.
But, here's the difference. You've been here now. So, I'm gonna add, was what I was describing accurate from your perspective?
Everything that you described was, I think, everything exceeded my expectations here.
Okay.
Very highly.
Oh, that's good.
I was blown away by exactly what I experienced. I mean, the entire car culture, the cars, the people, the friendliness, the few little jabs from your friends saying,
sure.
Oh, I'm a little bit better than you.
Yeah.
It's so common and it's so universal, not only in the car community, but for almost every hobby that we can get into in all of our passions.
You were talking about that the other day. You've seen this universal truth, but I don't think, as you describe car culture to me on the East Coast, I haven't been there yet. Yeah. I am going to go there.
Yes.
I am going to go there. We're going to do some East Coast stuff from the West Coast Chasing the Apex guy. It'll be super weird.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be a super weird thing. But when we talk about that, right, when I'm like, my expectation here is like, money doesn't matter. Money is not the primary motivator of the experience. Whereas when you describe the East Coast to me, it's like, hey man, if I show up without an SVJ and I show up with an Acura NSX, I'm with the Subies. But I think had you brought the Acura NSX to some of the events you went to yesterday and today, I think everybody would just be like, hey man, how do you drive it? That's all we care about.
That's cool.
But is that accurate? Is that an accurate thought on my part?
Yes, it's very accurate, at least for the events that I've attended back east.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to step up into ownership of Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Even going the direction of Ferrari puts you in weird territory. You're not one of us. You're performing at high-end supercar, but you're kind of weird if you own one of them cars. We don't put Hello Kitty stickers on anything back east. That is a very Alex Choi LA scene type of thing that I've experienced, that I've seen online.
I've heard the name of this YouTuber.
Yes.
Another YouTuber I don't watch.
Well, that's okay. I've seen some of his content as he's spanned other channels because he doesn't really make his own stuff. But he's out there. It's his thing. He's like, okay, this is a generic car. This isn't my thing. I'm going to do whatever I want to it. So he creates this unicorn creation of a Lamborghini Huracan and puts all kinds of weird stuff on it. Okay, that's your thing.
But you guys do that back east?
No. I don't think I've ever seen. There are rarely cars where people will personalize them to the point where someone may say that's weird, but that may be that person's taste. Let's say it's a wrap, and they're like, I just want to go crazy. The same person can dye their hair pink. Doesn't change the person that they are. It's just like, I want something different in my life. Boom, I'm gonna have pink hair. Okay, boom, I'm gonna put a wrap on my car with Hello Kitty on it, or Barbie, or whatever. Okay, I can actually look at that and say, I wouldn't own it. I would drive it for shits and giggles. For shits and giggles, I would drive it.
So what do you think would have happened had you showed up to one of these Canyon Rap culture events with a car like that?
Oh, I'd get laughed out of the park. Because at that point, they don't think you're a car enthusiast. They think you're a show-off.
Okay.
I'm doing this for attention. Give me attention. These are true enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to look at you like, I'm not going to give you attention.
Sure.
And that's true for me as well. I'm an enthusiast. I love cars. I love people. But when you have to overcompensate by dressing your car up like that, there's something else going on inside. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're weird. It just may mean that you are seeking some type of need. Maybe you need significance in your life and you can't get it any other way than putting Hello Kitty on your car. Okay. You know, if anytime you want to talk to me about what your experience was in life, I'll be happy to listen because I'm sure it was pretty crappy.
Okay, so I want you to take me back to that emotion. I want you to take me back to that thought process. When you're pulling up at a car show or, you know, Cars and Coffee, and somebody tells you, hey man, yeah, you can park your i8 back with the Hyundais.
Whatever.
Yeah, what does that feel like?
So I will say that this doesn't happen in every Cars and Coffee. There are some really cool organizers out there that are like, you park wherever you want to park.
Sure.
And there have been Subies parked next to 48 Pistas.
But they're both cool cars.
Yeah. And they both have a passion for their car. And they're
Sure.
both there for the same reason.
Sure.
To hang out with cool car guys.
Right.
So not every scene is that way. The scene in Northern Virginia seems to a little bit be stuffy, if you will.
But how does that make you feel?
Okay, so I want to go back to that. So let's say I pull into a Cars and Coffee in Northern Virginia.
Sure.
That happens to be organized with a group that wants to sort of keep the higher end cars, separated from the lower end cars. You pull in there, you don't expect this. They usually don't advertise that, if you're a lower end car, park over here. So you pull in and they're like, and then the feeling is, crap. Why did I waste my time coming here today?
So you're telling me based on what you own, you're already being at least perceived as, even if it's your own perception, a categorization of who you are.
No.
Okay, because that's what it sounds like.
I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think it has to do with the category and class of the car that I'm bringing in.
Oh, so that makes the person.
No.
So here in the Bay Area, right, you've spent 2 days with us. And, you've got to do like art, canyon rat culture. At least what I experienced is canyon rat culture. And now you didn't do Cars and Coffee. All you did was fucking drive for 2 days. And you did plenty of driving. So when we talk about that, right, we talk about this, Linda was telling you about mean girl culture in the Bay Area where it's, if you can't drive, it doesn't matter what you own. You're really in a different subset, which I'm equating to the Lamborghini SVJ, if you don't own this, park in back, right? Mm-hmm. So when I go to some things, right, if you're a fast guy, you go up front, because that's really safe, really. But when I see at the stops I don't see interaction between these guys and these guys. Now they become separate tribes almost. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to know your observation on it. Here, absolutely.
I've seen the same thing that you're seeing. So yes. If you didn't point it out, and it may take me some more time to see it, just simply because showing up at an event
Sure.
and mixing and mingling, I don't know who the players are.
Yeah, who's who in the zoo, right?
Right. But because I know who the players are, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see that. And I can see this, categorization in one's mind of, these are the people that I assimilate to, and these are the people I want to hang out with. But that can also span almost any hobby.
You can.
So,
But stop there. Let's talk about that. Did that have anything to do with their car?
No.
Nothing to do with their car.
Nothing to do with the car at all.
Yeah. They could have been driving a Hyundai Excel.
Right.
If they could drive it, everybody's like, hey man, that dude can drive.
And there's respect there for that.
Right. So I guess I'm not saying one is better than the other guys. I'm not doing that. What I'm trying to do is point out that there are some discrepancies in car culture that I don't always appreciate, which is that we are all lovers. We are all passionate. We are all enthusiasts. I don't really care what you do with your car. I don't care if you build your car. I don't care if you take it to Cars and Coffee. I don't care if you put Hello Kitty stickers on it. I don't care. But when you make somebody else feel like they're an out group, I think you're defeating what is the oneness of our one passion.
Correct. And that's your own crap.
It is our own crap.
If you come into it with an open mind of community, if you come into it with the mind of giving and receiving gifts, I can always learn something from somebody at any level of experience, and I can always share something with that person. So if you come in at that high level, I'll say a high level of consciousness, it doesn't matter.
Wouldn't necessarily apply to cars either, would it?
No, it applies to life.
So Pat, thanks for coming out. I look forward to meeting you folks on the East Coast, because I am coming. Jason Woods is coming. And I know you don't care because you don't know who I am and you don't give a shit. And I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I'm a dude that looks humble fester. That was a terrible sound.
The truth serum was in the way.
Oh! Alright, so I'm coming to see you guys on the East Coast. I'm going to hang out with Pat. We're going to go flog this NSX. And I guarantee you I'll find twisty bit of road because it's what I do. And Pat, your final thoughts on your trip down here. Now, before you leave, I need you to go to Pat's channel. I need you to go check it out. Dude produces amazing content. Now, he used to produce like this amazing IA content, and I didn't even own an IA. I just watched him because he's entertaining. But I don't know shit about IAs. You know, I don't know shit about specs. Ask him. He'll be like, oh, that's a carbon fiber hood. I'm like, oh, I don't give a shit. What's it do? You know, that's kind of who I am. But the reality was is he's entertaining. He's been a friend for a long time. It's great to have him on the channel. And go check out his shit, man. It's really good stuff for you specs guys that come here and you're like, hey man, I don't want to be here because all you talk about is feelings and stuff. Go check out his channel, okay? Because this dude is in the engineering shit, and the reality is he can probably teach you a thing or three. Okay, we're gonna cut to his final thoughts.
So much has happened in the past 48 hours that it would be impossible for me to sit here and go through every possible experience, every possible emotion, every possible reaction. So a few things stood out to me. Number one, Jay is one of the most awesome guys that I have met. That's a YouTuber, that's a car owner, that's a driver, that I've just been so overwhelmed with his hospitality and have so much gratitude for him that I can't thank him enough. It's not often that you meet somebody that's several thousand miles away and you develop a connection with them through some type of media source, and they're like, come out. And I could show up at the doorstep, they welcome me into their home. It's amazing. And it just shows that, you know, we're all human and we may all come from different backgrounds and have different experiences and different biases and whatever. But man, that sense of community and connection, heartfelt, brother. So that's number one. I thank you, and I thank your lovely wife for having me. It's been nothing but a pleasure to be here and for you to host me. The rally that I went on, I had no idea what was going to happen. Showing up, the amazing views of seeing the Golden Gate Bridge that I haven't seen in 20 years since I drove over it with the C5 Corvette that I owned when I drove across country. I loved it. Smelling that salt water coming off the ocean and the pines and the mountains. Oh man. Being around some of the most greatest drivers that I had no idea how well they drove until we went on the rally, exhilarating. That just blew my mind. I'm a very technical and analytical person, but being in touch with those different senses and those different emotions, it just came flooding in. And that surprised even me. So I was just blown away by that. And having an opportunity to not only just, you know, shoot the crap, shoot the bull, share a few beers with several of the people that are out here that are friends of Jay's, these are long-lasting memories. These are things I'm not going to forget. I'm going to take these home with me, and I'm going to be able to practice some of the things that I've been taught here. Jay didn't hold back when he took me out through some of the backcountry roads here next to his house. When he said, try this. I know you're used to driving like this, but give it a different aspect. You know, look at it from a different lens. And I was able to play with his car and push my own limits. Like, now I want to take this back home. I want to find some twisty bits of road. I want to take the Acura NSX out, and I want to play in those environments. But not only that, just simply getting up early in the morning to shoot content, that's something I never do. I woke up excited to do that every day. I mean it. Going to bed was like, oh man, I gotta get some rest because I gotta be ready to go first thing in the morning.